Ever feel like trying to find a good dental hygienist is like, uh,
Well,
yeah.
it's harder than pulling teeth.
Yeah.
I swear my friend was telling me about this one time when they ended up with a hygienist who, like,
No.
thought Novocaine was some Scandinavian death metal band.
Oh, wow.
It's tough out there.
It is.
So we're doing a deep dive into TempStars today.
Okay.
If you want the inside scoop, like we're talking mission vision, the whole 9 yards, to see if they're the dental staffing solution we've all been waiting for.
Right. So at first glance, TempStars is a platform that connects dental professionals, so dentists, hygienists, you name it,
Right.
with offices that are looking for temp or permanent hires.
Okay, but what really caught my eye was their mission statement.
Okay.
They talk about enhancing work lives, building unwavering confidence, and helping dental professionals thrive in their careers.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
They're aiming a little higher than just filling appointment slots here, aren't they?
It seems like it. I think what's really fascinating here is this focus on well-being and career satisfaction.
Right.
It's almost as if they're trying to address some of these systemic issues that we see in dentistry, like burnout, high turnover,
Yeah.
the drill,
For sure.
by changing the entire dynamic of how dental professionals find work.
So instead of just being like a Band-Aid for a staffing problem,
Yeah.
they're trying to be the whole dental first aid kit.
Exactly.
I'm intrigued, but I'm also a little skeptical.
Sure.
Can one platform really change the game that much?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right.
But think about the implications if they actually succeed.
Okay.
Imagine a world where, trying to find a dental job isn't this stressful scramble
Right.
where you feel valued and supported in your career.
Mm-hmm.
That could have this huge ripple effect, not just on dental professionals, but the quality of patient care as well.
Okay, I see where you're going with this, but hold on a second.
Okay.
They're trying to serve two masters here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
The dental professionals and the offices, and sometimes those needs don't always line up.
that's right.
It's like they're trying to juggle chainsaws while riding a unicycle.
Right.
Like, that's got to be tricky.
And that's where I think their values come into play because TempStars highlight community stewardship and considerate and diligent management as core principles.
Okay.
So they're really trying to walk that tightrope by fostering a sense of collaboration instead of pitting one side against the other.
But isn't that tough to actually put into practice?
Well,
In the real world, you're going to have to choose sides sometimes, right?
you would think so. And that's what's interesting is that they
Yeah.
actually acknowledge this directly.
Really?
Yeah, in their value statement, they even admit that there will be times when a decision or direction serves one value and yet may be counter to another.
Wow.
But they emphasize prioritizing the positive impact on the work lives of everyone in the TempStars ecosystem.
Interesting.
The question is, can they stay true to that when they're faced with those inevitable tough calls?
Okay, so they're saying all the right things,
Right.
but can they actually walk the walk?
Mm-hmm.
Because here's where it gets really interesting to me.
Okay.
One of their other core values is delight.
Okay.
Like, they want people to be over the moon happy with their experience.
Right.
But then, get this, they also have this whole thing about strength through constraints as a value.
Interesting.
How do those two things even exist in the same universe?
Well, it sounds like a paradox,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Delight and constraints. But I think when you dig a little deeper, it actually reveals a lot about their approach.
Okay.
TempStars sees delight as more than just providing like a functional service. They want to actually build a loyal community.
Okay.
So imagine, dental professionals and offices raving about TempStars to their colleagues.
Right.
Not because they have to, but because they genuinely love using the platform.
Okay, so I'm picturing dentists and hygienists high-fiving in the hallway,
Right.
all thanks to TempStars. It's a beautiful image. I'll give you that.
There you go.
But how do these constraints fit into all of this?
Sure.
It's making me think about those dentists you see in those tiny house documentaries, like all
Yeah.
cramped and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about here?
Well, not exactly, but think of it this way.
Okay.
Constraints can actually be a catalyst for innovation.
Okay.
Right? It's about being resourceful and efficient and like really focused on delivering the maximum impact with minimal waste.
Mm-hmm.
So take, for instance, like a dental office with a really limited budget for temporary staff.
Okay.
Strength through constraints in this case might mean helping that office find like a really highly skilled professional
Right.
who can maybe handle multiple roles efficiently.
Right.
So that ends up being like a win-win for everyone involved.
Okay, so it's like they're trying to be the Marie Kondo of dental staffing,
There you go.
like tidying up the chaos and finding joy in the process.
Ex-
I'm not sure if I've ever actually encountered a company that truly excels at both of those things. Have you?
It's definitely a rare breed,
Yeah.
but when you find that sweet spot between delight and constraints, I think that's when the magic really happens.
Right.
Think about a company like Spotify.
Okay.
They kind of revolutionized how we consume music
Right.
by offering this incredibly diverse catalog of songs and curated playlists and personalized recommendations,
Mm-hmm.
all within the constraints of like a subscription-based model.
Okay, I see your point. But the music industry and dentistry are two very different beasts.
Wow.
And one's about getting your groove on, and the other one's about
Right.
teeth.
Teeth, exactly.
Can this whole delight through constraints philosophy actually translate to the dental world?
Well, that's where I think their emphasis on data-informed decisions and growth, learning, and adaptation comes in.
Oh.
TempStars is sitting on this gold mine of data, job preferences,
No?
office reviews, scheduling trends. And if they actually use it effectively, they can tailor their services to meet the specific needs of both dental professionals and offices.
So it's like having a crystal ball,
Mm-hmm.
but instead of predicting the future, it's predicting like the perfect dental hygienist for your practice.
Exactly.
Wow.
Imagine TempStars analyzing data to identify offices with like chronically high turnover rates.
Okay.
They could then proactively connect those offices with professionals seeking stable, long-term positions.
Right.
It's about leveraging that data to create these delightful matches that benefit everyone involved.
Okay, I gotta admit, that's pretty slick.
Right.
But this whole data-informed decisions thing,
Yeah,
it's a little bit of a buzzword, isn't it, these days?
it is.
Like, how can we be sure that they're not just using this as like a fancy smokescreen? It's all really going to come down to whether TempStars can really walk the walk,
Correct.
or if this is all just a bunch of,
Yeah.
sparkly dental floss.
Mhm.
How do we know they're actually using this data to make things better and not just to, make bigger profits?
That's where this whole growth, learning, and adaptation becomes crucial.
Right.
It can't just be like a line item on their About Us page.
Right.
It has to be like woven into the very fabric of how they operate.
Okay.
The dental landscape is changing faster than ever these days.
Yeah.
New technology, evolving patient needs a whole new generation of like digitally native hygienists.
Right.
TempStars needs to be like agile and responsive if they want to stay ahead of the curve.
So less like fossilized tooth, more like nimble tongue.
There you go.
Got it. Okay. So what does that actually look like in practice?
Okay.
Or say like a dentist who's been using TempStars for a while now.
Imagine this. You're a dentist. You've hired a few temps through TempStars.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
bam,
Yeah.
you get a notification.
Okay.
TempStars data has picked up on this pattern.
Right.
The hygienists you hire tend to have the specific certification
Right.
that it turns out is like really rare to find.
Mm-hmm.
TempStars proactively recommends professionals with that certification before you even need them.
Wow.
They're anticipating your needs based on data and your past experiences.
Oh, okay.
That's adaptation in action.
That's pretty impressive. It's like they're playing 3D chess with dental staffing.
Right.
They've got
Very
the
exciting.
mission, the values, the data. I mean, it's a lot to process.
Yeah.
What's the final verdict? Are they the dental revolution they claim to be, or are they just another flash in the panoramic X-ray?
Well, it's still early days,
Right.
but I think this deep dive has revealed a company with really ambitious goals,
For sure.
a really thoughtful approach to this, complex problem,
Yeah.
and a real genuine desire to have a positive impact.
Mhm.
Whether they can truly revolutionize the dental field, I think that remains to be seen,
Okay.
but the potential is definitely there.
So a little bit of a wait and see, but
Yeah.
definitely worth keeping an eye on.
Absolutely.
This deep dive has given us a lot to chew on.
It has.
If you have had any experience with TempStars, good, bad, or otherwise,
Yes.
we want to hear about it.
Let us know.
Head over to our website, drop us a line on social media, or,
Mm-hmm.
just tell your dentist all about it at your next cleaning.
There you go.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and we'll catch you on the flip side of our next deep dive.